Can you take us back when you was first diagnosed and walk us through that journey?
It's probably better to start before the diagnosis itself.
Okay.
Because I was completely ignorant to some of the symptoms that are signs of breast cancer. Felt something that felt like a bouncy ball.
What stage was it? How was that journey? What do you think you got the right support and, you know, in terms of the pathway you was...
That was speedy.
Was it speedy? Yeah.
I would say so. Within a fortnight, I think they were quite speedy.
Basically a cell that just multiplies, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, it just multiplies in a high speed.
Yes.
And the thing is, I think with cancer, some of it can be speedy, some of it you can't. Like, there's just basally no.
You just don't know.
You don't know.
There's no parameter.
Yeah.
I cried after I had the mammogram. Before I had the mammogram, and I let out a massive scream, and I was just like, God, what's going on?
I was bitter towards God, and I am still subtly bitter towards God. I couldn't express myself. Everything gave me a headache.
I'm going to lose all my hair. It's one thing to lose all your hair on your scalp, but we're losing all the hair.
The eyebrows, the lashes,
everything,
the armpit
audience,
hairs.
everything.
Let me not get too graphic, but yeah. Hi people, welcome back to Her Voice, Her Strength. If it's your first time here, please don't forget to subscribe and please don't forget to like this video. So, welcome to the month of October. And as you know, the month of October is about Breast Cancer Awareness Month. Of course, I'm going to be talking about this with somebody else though this time. You know my story. You know that God and I beat breast cancer. However, today I have a special guest. I know all my guests are always special, but this one, she's special to me. She's a sis, she's a friend, she advises me and listens to me because, you know, sometimes I can talk. But anyway, no, I love her. I genuinely do love her. And my special guest today is Nadia Haynes. Nadia Haynes is the founder of The Glass Hive, which is a PR London-based consultancy business. So I will let her introduce herself. She will tell you more about what she does. And also she will tell you how she beat breast cancer. So that is why I am speaking to her today. I just want us to have a conversation about her journey and how she caught it. And yeah, basically, let's welcome Nadia, who is sitting next to me. I know usually my guests have intros, but for Nadia, she will tell you why we didn't have the intro and she's sitting right next to me. And that's how I want it for her. I want her to be comfortable instead of getting her to walk. She has a nice, pretty pink stick, but it's not here on camera. But yeah, she's sitting next to me because I didn't want to get her tired and over walking. So, hi Nadia.
Hi, how are you, sis?
I'm good, sis. Welcome to Her Voice, Her Strength.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Andrea. It's a pleasure to be here.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming.
No,
I know that you're coming from far, so thank you so much for coming. So, I love the smile. So yeah, tell us about yourself.
Thank you for the lovely introduction, Andrea. So yes, I am Nadia Haynes. I am the founder of The Glass Hive. It's a PR and communications consultancy, as you shared with the audience. And I'm also a breast cancer thriver.
Yes, you are. You really are.
Yes.
And well done.
Thank you.
And it's amazing
well done
how
to you too.
I know, thank you, sis. Thank you. You know, honestly, I mean, it's amazing how we connected, isn't it?
Yeah.
Actually, we connected from the hospital, isn't it?
Literally from the hospital. The first time I spotted Andrea, she was, of course, in her signature pink.
Pink, you know.
But she just looked ethereal. And I remember making a comment to her, just saying, "Oh, you look really, really nice." But I don't even know if you even remember that day.
Probably not.
Because, of course, you were going through your treatment at that point. Yeah. Whereas for me, I'd already come through that stage.
Yeah, I was still going through mine.
Yes. So, but, you know, it's been wonderful to connect with Andrea.
Oh, thank you.
Or should I say, it's been wonderful to connect with you.
Thanks, sis.
And yeah, I think this last several months, there's been a number of changes, but we're both learning
Yeah,
as we
it's
go
true.
along,
We are.
and so yeah, that's a
Yeah.
bit about me.
So can you take us back when you was first diagnosed and walk us through that journey and the emotions, the feelings? Tell us.
Yes. So I think it's probably better to start before the diagnosis itself.
Okay.
Because I was completely ignorant to some of the symptoms that are signs of breast cancer. I had felt a pain in my armpit in the middle of the night. It was the middle of summer. Checked my pillow, thinking that, oh, perhaps I'd been stung by something because my bed was quite close to my window. Didn't see anything, went back to sleep. Woke up, in the morning again. Nothing on the pillow, the pain's still there. So I decided to check, and I felt something that felt like a bouncy ball. If you can recall, the balls that you would bounce on the wall in
like a little
school.
yo-yo, yeah.
Pretty
with
much.
the
The little
pat thing.
when it looks, this has like a little pattern design. You get it in a corner shop yesteryear. Anyhow, so that's what it felt like. Fast forward, it took 10 working days for me to get an appointment with my GP. It was a phone appointment, which subsequently turned into a in-person appointment within 5 minutes of explaining my symptoms. And it was actually my GP at the time who found the lump in my breast.
Okay.
Fast forward, I go in for an examination at the breast clinic at one of the hospitals in London, and they checked. Then they had me in the waiting room with a loved one, and we waited and waited. Had an ultrasound, and then they saw something, but they weren't
sure.
They weren't sure, so they needed to do a biopsy. And then following the biopsy, I had a mammogram, which I thought was unusual given that I'd just been poked, and prodded, and then was handed a letter, came back the following week, and that, I must say, the following week was the first anniversary of my father's death.
Oh, so sorry to hear that.
Thank you. And they said, "You've got breast cancer," just like that.
Just like that.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I was like, okay. And
what stage was it?
Stage 3.
Oh, wow. Wow.
And what the ultrasound had picked up on was that some of my lymph nodes had fused together.
Okay.
Which would find out it was because the cancer had spread.
Wow.
So that's how I found out.
And it was the right side.
And it was my right side. Yes.
Because I see you pointing to your right side. So I thought, okay, right side. Wow. Wow. And how was that journey? Do you think you got the right support and, in terms of the pathway you was...
That was speedy.
Was it speedy? Yeah.
I would say so. Within a fortnight, I was diagnosed.
Okay.
And I'd say things moved very fast. I received a diagnosis that day.
How did you feel?
I felt so many different emotions that day, of course, because I was in the middle of grieving. With myself and my family, we'd been at his place of rest, and then we travelled to the hospital.
Oh,
so
wow.
it was a very long day. And I remember before leaving the appointment, they had said that one should have a blood test, but I didn't need to do it that day because I explained to them what day it was. But I remember just calling my mum and my brother, who were with me, into the corridor, and I just said, let's pray.
Okay.
So we prayed, and then I went and did my blood test, travelled home. By the time I got home, the phone was actually ringing, And everything started from that hour.
Okay.
You know, by the weekend, I already had my CT and MRI scans set on a weekend. I was diagnosed on a Thursday.
Oh, wow.
And the Saturday I was having those tests done. However, in
Your
between,
CT, was it the PET scan or just the CT scan?
the PET scan,
The PET
me.
scan, okay,
Yeah,
the whole body.
The whole body,
Yeah.
yes. So that was Thursday. But Friday, having done my blood tests, I found out that there wasn't enough blood in my body.
Wow.
I'd gone to the GP who had called me in the morning, the day just before I was diagnosed, and he had said that I needed to come in, and he'd written me a letter and said, "You did some blood tests a few weeks ago. Your hemoglobin levels are very low. So here's a letter, go to A&E. I think you're going to have a blood transfusion."
Oh, wow.
So this is, you know, not even 24 hours.
Oh, wow. There's a lot going on.
So then I found myself now somewhat panicking and feeling really weak and faint at that point. And I remember then I left the surgery, and then another call came through, and it was a hospital. It was the breast care clinic. And they said, "You did some bloods yesterday. You need to come in as an emergency. Your hemoglobin levels are far too low." So bear in mind, I'd done the bloods maybe about 2 weeks prior.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'd done bloods 24 hours prior.
Oh, wow.
So it dropped even further.
Oh, even lower, yeah.
Hence me feeling faint. And subsequently, I ended up being admitted into hospital on the Friday and having 2 blood transfusions. And then 2 blood transfusions.
Wow.
And the following day, had to then have those scans as an inpatient. And then had a iron infusion on a Sunday, and then I was sent home. So now I'm here thinking, as I've travelled home, wow, okay, what's all of this?
Mm-hmm.
You know, 2 different things going on at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
The breast cancer diagnosis, but also there's this thing going on in my body. I don't have enough blood. What's happened?
Double whammy.
A double whammy. But, you know, again, answering your question, I think they were quite speedy. I believe that
that's good.
I was, you know, I would say when it comes to cancer, I would say the hospitals, they work very differently to any other ailment. And I think it's just because of how rapid, how it can grow.
Yeah, because it's basically a cell that just multiplies, isn't it?
That's right.
Yeah, it just multiplies in a high speed.
Yes.
And the thing is, I think with cancer, some of it can be speedy, some of it you can't. Like, there's just basically no.
You just don't. You know.
You don't know.
No parameter.
Yeah, you don't know. It can be slow. It can be, and you don't know. So I guess because it's really life and death, isn't it? It's a life and death matter. It's not like it's a cold. Not that I'm downgrading a cold and it doesn't mean anything. But with cancer, it's like,
we were faced with our mortality.
Yeah, basically, face to face.
Yeah.
Basically. I mean, wow, the double whammy, that's serious, because obviously we haven't, even though we've connected, we haven't actually really fully spoken about your journey. Do you know what I mean? In depth. You're always smiling, you know, you're always bubbly, but what was the emotions? How did you process? Was you just like a zombie, like, okay, yeah, I guess I need the blood, let me go through this? How was you just like, okay, yeah, do what you got to do, and then you was just chilled? Did you cry? Or was it shock?
Well, so I cried after I had the mammogram. Sorry, before I had the mammogram, but after I had the biopsy, because I was put in a room with a loved one.
Okay.
Beforehand, and before they called me for the mammogram, and I let out a massive scream, and I was just like, God, what's going on? I was like, no. And I just remember, you know, being held and the screaming. This doesn't make any sense. It's 7 days before my dad's anniversary. And this is what's going on. And I'm in a place that I didn't want to be in as well. I didn't want to be in that particular space. that
Yeah.
space, but that specifically that hospital.
Oh, wow.
So I found it really triggering.
Mm.
And so, yeah, I cried. And then the following day I cried.
You mentioned God.
Yes.
Was you angry with God, or was it just like in despair, like, what's going on, God?
Well, actually, let's go back. So when I got home, I remember after a few hours of, speaking with my family about what they tested me for and what have you. I remember I went up to my room and I just leaned on my desk and I was like, God, the enemy wanted me to curse you when you took my dad away, and I didn't. I said, I'm not going to curse you now, but I don't understand any of this. I need you to help me get through whatever this thing is. At that point, I hadn't been diagnosed. But
you was waiting for the result?
I was waiting for the result.
Right.
And with that, I remember one of my dearest friends, she sent me some miracle meals, which are basically, those are the communion cups.
Okay.
And I was just taking communion every day like it was a pill.
Okay.
And this, praying over my body.
Okay.
In the lead up
to waiting for the results.
The results. And by the time that day came, I guess I was a lot more calmer than the days that had preceded. And yeah, the faith journey, after everything had come out, that
this cancer, blood transfusion
over time, but I was still hopeful. However, as the season progressed, I became, I'd say, mute to God.
So you closed your mouth,
because I did not want to curse him. Okay,
fair enough. That's fair.
All I could muster was, "Good morning, Lord. Good night. Thank you."
Oh, really? Okay.
And then a worship song in the middle of the night when I would wake up. But that's going far ahead. I mean,
no, I think I want to hear that, because my relationship with God, boy, I think I need to do a video, like a separate video with that. But yeah, but God, peace, no issues.
He is the faithful one.
Not even issues, but I mean, like,
he's a faithful one out of
with us anyway. Out of us.
Yeah.
But I feel like with you, do you think that you was like that with God because did you have a good relationship with your dad?
Yeah.
Do you think that's helped to cultivate that kind of, all right, God, that I'm not going to curse you, that respect that you had for your own earthly father?
Yeah. So that reference is there.
Yeah. The reference.
No, definitely. And, I've been walking with the Lord for a long, long time.
Okay.
I gave my life to Christ. I was 10 going on 11. It was.
How old are you now?
Oh, do I need to say that? Do I need to share my age?
But you look very young.
Thank you. Thank you. So I just had a birthday. I'm 42 now.
You're 42? Sorry, I suppose we're going to pronounce you stuff. I'm sure you told me you were 40. You're 42?
I'm 42.
Does she look 42? She don't look 42.
Thank you. Thank you.
I mean, I think you could pass like 32.
Really?
Yeah, I think you look 10 years younger, but okay.
Okay, I'll receive that. I'll receive that.
Girl.
Honestly, audience, be kind.
No, she does look young. Well, yeah, I don't need to lie. I don't need to gas you up, whatever they say.
Right, I understand. So no, but I think definitely having had a good relationship with my dad, definitely I was then able to understand what a fatherly, like our heavenly Father's love and care would be like. Although it was hard, there was a lot of tussling. I mean, I started my treatment.
What treatments did you have? Treatment, when you mean treatment, did you have chemo? I know you had chemotherapy, but yeah, tell us about the treatments. Walk us through that. I mean, I guess the reason why I asked you about the Father and God, because I know that I was bitter. Like I was bitter towards God, and I am still subtly bitter towards God. To be honest with you, and I'm an honest person. I like to think I'm an honest person. I'll say it how it is. However, I guess but I still prayed to God.
Yeah.
Because like you said, you became mute. And obviously with treatment, when you're going to talk about it, I became mute because I was in pain. So I couldn't even talk. You know, I couldn't talk. I couldn't express myself. Everything gave me a headache. You know, like phones, gadgets. It's just, I could not answer phone calls and stuff like that.
I can relate. I can relate. I actually, at the time, I remember it in terms of technology, because my vision was really impacted. And it got to a point that my loved one at the time, we would just send emojis just to say, yeah,
you're good.
I'm good.
Yeah.
You know? Yeah. But in terms of treatment, so we finished all the scans.
Okay.
Of course, the process for anybody you've done the transfusions, but for anyone that doesn't know how the process goes, you have the tests, and then you.
By the way, Tess, because obviously for me, my story is obviously they didn't do it properly. Okay. Obviously, I had to. Probably didn't tell you. I had to fight. To be checked properly. Yeah, to get
opinion.
Not even that. I had to go back. They did an ultrasound scan. They told me I had calcification and told me to go. Nothing for me to worry about. But I've never had calcification, right? And then also there was this what's it called? Pus coming out of the nipple. So with that, I was just like, okay, fine. But I was going through some other type of battle that I needed to deal with. Yeah. So I said to myself, okay. But I felt like I should have known better. But because I was in so much things on that time, not things, but going through so much things at that time, it was just like, I didn't think like, hold on, how can this lady do an ultrasound scan and not do a biopsy? Hearing your story, it just seems like that's protocol. Yeah. You do an ultrasound scan and you do the biopsy. So basically an ultrasound scan guided with a biopsy.
That's correct.
So that is how it's meant to be, yeah, with a lamp or any signs of things.
Because I mean, my own experience was, I was examined first by who would then become my breast surgeon, and then had the ultrasound. That was subsequently followed by the biopsy, and a marker was put inside. And then I had a mammogram immediately after, within about 20 minutes, I had a mammogram. And then, of course, all of the scans and such begin over the course of, I'd say, 4 weeks of this intensive checking through everything.
Okay. Did you do the NHS or did you go privately?
So I was diagnosed via the NHS.
Via the NHS, okay.
However, after I'd done all of the tests and such, then came meeting who would be my oncologist. Okay. And I met my oncologist, and, we decided there that actually I would go private. So I still had the same oncologist, but I was seen privately. Okay. And I ended up having the same breast surgeon as well. Okay. Privately. Okay. The only person that I couldn't bring with me, which I wish I could have, because she was incredible, was my Macmillan's nurse. Okay. But even when I moved over to to another hospital, to a private hospital, she was there for me.
Okay, that's good. So good. You had a good support kind of system.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's amazing that for you it was kind of a positive support, whereas for me I was fighting and advocating for myself. So it's very good to hear of a positive journey. Yes. Than of a journey where you're striving and telling someone, no, actually you should have done this. Right. I want this. I need this to be done. Yeah. Do this, put me back on this pathway, do that. But that's good that you had that. It was It's not good that you had cancer, but it was good that you had support and that steady for them to do it. Yes. And they were speedy. Like I said, everything was so quick, and that one didn't even have enough time to catch
you know, the ref. Literally, I was just, okay, that appointment, okay, I've got to go there. I've got to go there, got to go here. And yeah, it was, you know, as in the lead up actually, before moving to the other hospital, there was still some unsure, you know, we were still unsure of whether I'd need to start chemo at the hospital that I was diagnosed at.
Okay.
In the interim. But thankfully, I was able to just start chemo
at the private
hospital in one swoop. However, I received some advice that was, you know, it didn't help basically. So once you've signed all the paperwork, because I'm sure you can relate, you know, that there's a lot of paperwork that we have to go through. And at that point, I remember receiving a phone call from the other hospital, just pre-assessment. And it was a gentleman, and he said, "Oh, how do you wear your hair?" And I said, "Well, I tend to wear what? How do I wear my hair?"
Okay.
Yeah, and I thought, that's interesting. And this, later on, I'll find out through the conversation, was because of cold capping being an option.
Oh, you had to freeze your hair.
That's correct. So the hair follicles, right?
Yeah.
And so with that said, I said, well, I wear my hair in 2 French braids, or sometimes I wear them in twists, like how I'm wearing today. Oh, no, you can't have dreadlocks. And I said, I never mentioned anything about dreadlocks. He said, no, you've got to wear your hair natural. You've got to wear it out natural. And I said, my hair is natural. This person's not seen me. He's just going based on, I guess, what you can see on the form.
Yeah.
And I thought, oh, okay, fine. So now, fast forward to going for my first chemo session, I went with my hair as an afro.
Yeah.
And got to got to my unit, and the nurses, honestly, I adore them, all of them that are there. Some of them have actually left, like moved on since my time. However, those that I had, they were incredible. I felt like they were, you know, sisters around me, because they said, oh my goodness, they told you not to braid your hair. No, if you came braid your hair, it would have been better, you know. And I said, oh, okay, cool. Let's go for it anyway. Oh. So I did, you know, I did the cool capping. Yeah. Or cold capping. I never can get the
cooling, whatever. I mean, I know which one it is. Yeah.
Yeah, you know, freezing your hair. And with that, they I sat through that, and then come the second round of chemo, my hair, like tufts of hair, started to fall on my laptop, and I just thought, oh crumbs, okay. And with that, I then had to just shave off my hair.
Oof, yourself?
No, my brother shaved my hair for me. Yeah.
How did you feel about that? Because I know hair is, I don't know, how long was your hair then as well? Like, how did you feel to lose all of that hair? And I remember doing the cap cooling. We can delve into that as well. Sure. I'll be honest with you. Tell me how you felt, and then I'll tell you my experience where I was just like, no, I don't want this anymore. But go on. Yeah,
sure. So pre-cancer, I was very scissor happy. Oh. From 2009, I'd always had, actually, no, prior to that, excuse me, stand corrected. 2003, I think, was the first time that I took scissors to my hair. Okay. And every now and again, I would cut my hair. My hair, as family and friends will tell you, my hair grows really fast. Okay. So, you know, for me, it was like, oh, nothing. However, when this was now taken out of my control, it was a different ball game. Yeah. There was okay, I'm going to lose all my hair. Yeah. It's one thing to lose all your hair on your scalp, but we're losing all
the
hair.
The eyebrows, the lashes,
everything,
the armpit
audience,
hairs.
everything.
Let me not get too graphic, but yeah.
Every single hair. To a point that actually one of my, I think it was my last MRI that I had upon completion of the chemo, I remember this thinking to myself, okay, I know why we have eyelashes now, because I don't have anything and my eyes are burning because my eyes were watering and there was nothing to catch.
Protect you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you know, yeah, it hurt losing my hair. However, I was really encouraged, by my loved ones.
Okay.
And that helped quite a bit. I remember the evening that I had my hair shaved, I had a black tie ball to go to.
Oh,
that same evening, and so I'd had it booked before any diagnosis, and so I just wrapped my head. Excuse me. No one need know. I just happened to have a headscarf that matched my dress,
and that's it.
And I went, no one knew, because I was someone also that from the age of 16, like my last year of secondary school, I can remember it fondly. I started tying my hair. So I've always been someone that loves hats, loves headscarves, head wraps, and loves a pair of scissors.
Oh wow! Okay.
My hair was long. My hair was quite lengthy. I cut it.
Where was it? Yeah.
At that point, my hair was probably actually this length, or a little bit longer.
Okay.
But prior to that, the year prior, 2 years prior to my diagnosis, during lockdown, I got scissor happy.
Again?
Yes.
Girl.
My hair was like bra strap length.
Oh, wow. That's long.
And I sat looking at the scissors. I was just, I don't know, maybe it was cabin fever. And I just went in the centre. I was like, there's no going back, because I'd done it right in the crown. And then I remember just knocking at the door to my brother, and I said, oh, do you happen to have any clippers? And he first thing he said, sis, what's wrong? What's happened? Yeah, and I said, no, nothing. I said, I've just decided to cut my hair. And he's like, is anything going on?
Yeah.
And I said, no. I just can't deal with detangling and this heat and being indoors. So I decided to get rid of it. And then it grew back long within a year, and then it was all gone.
Wow. So after the second round of chemotherapy, you shaved your hair?
Yes.
And how long was your treatment for chemotherapy?
Right. So I completed 14 out of the planned 16 rounds of chemo.
Okay.
So
16. How many months is 16? Is that 3 months-ish?
Yeah.
Was it like, because when I started chemotherapy, it was every 2 weeks for a month and a bit. Right. And then there was one that was every week for 3 months.
Right. So in terms of medication, for the audience, there are a number of different types of chemo medication. I had no idea until when I was going through this.
Yeah.
And so for me, I also had fortnightly at the beginning. I had four rounds fortnightly of EC.
Yeah, that's the EC.
And then I went on to paclitaxel, which should have been 12, but I only did 10 in the end.
Okay.
I was plugged in, ready to go. And when I say plugged in, of course, I had a port, which I had on my second round of chemo. My first chemo, I had it through my vein.
Okay.
And then following through, I had a port.
Okay.
And I was in so much pain that I was in tears the day before my session. And of course, the nurse will always ask you, how are you doing? How's your week been? Gave the update. And then she contacted my oncologist. My oncologist got on the phone with me, and, they just said, congratulations, you've done enough. Let them unplug, let them take everything off and go home. Bear in mind, my bloods had come back. We were ready to go. The meds were there.
Okay.
But because of the discomfort and the pain that I was in.
Yeah.
My hands were like this.
Oh, wow.
And my feet also.
Right, like that.
I humoured myself a lot through my journey. I said, oh, like backup thriller dancer.
Don't, girl.
Honestly, and so, so with that.
She said backup thriller dancer.
That's what it felt like. I mean, in the middle of the night, some of the crazy symptoms that I was experiencing, even before I started the chemo, I was on Zoladex.
Oh, yes. The one where they stop your period.
That's correct. And with Zoladex, it was the night sweats, severely fatigued, and having to change the blanket every night.
The sweat was crazy.
Was crazy.
Yeah, it was insane.
And as the time progressed, of course, now, I was feeling weak, and your taste buds change and all of these different things. So to hear that everything was done in that moment, there was a side of me that was relieved and happy, but another side of me that actually was a bit like, oh, crumbs. Like, what
was
now?
It enough? Yeah.
Because it was like a hard stop.
Yeah.
I had been gearing myself up for finishing in 2 weeks' time. Sorry, in a week's time.
Right.
But now I was being told, oh, actually, yeah, you're good. We've done enough to you. Go.
Wow.
And I was really apprehensive. So then with that, anyway, they brought forward my MRI, which is what you have after you've gone through your rounds.
Did they check your heart?
I had the echocardiogram.
Yeah.
I only had that at the beginning before I started my treatment.
Okay. Did they check it after?
No.
Okay.
Maybe
I
did wonder.
I think because they did do it at the beginning when I was doing fortnightly, but it was also because I was having Herceptin. Did you have Herceptin?
No, I didn't have that.
I think maybe that's that.
Yeah.
Because I was having Herceptin, the other cancer kind of extended treatment, and they put it through your thigh.
Yes.
So I think that's probably why. So they would check it at the beginning. And then at the end when actually they checked my heart maybe every 3 months. If I can remember, I think it's every 3 months they were checking, because Herceptin, I had it for 18 months, I think. Yeah, wait, actually, no, for a year. Okay. So after I finished chemotherapy, I continued with Herceptin. Yeah.
Okay.
So even so, they did pause it because I had to have surgery. Yeah. So
Of course. No, and I think that's, again, there's so many different types of treatment that are there.
This is it, yeah.
Like, dare I say, hundreds of different types of treatment. But we just say chemo, but there's so many different types.
Different types of chemo.
There's so many different types. There's different types of breast cancer as well.
Yeah.
There's so many different.
There's so many different types. Yeah.
So, but so they brought my MRI forward, and having had that, that day come, went and had my MRI. And I think that was a moment when I realised about the eyelashes. I said, oh, goodness, it's burning. Like, my tears are, streaming down my face, and I can't do anything about it. And the results, I got the results maybe just over a week later. I received a call, and good news, the tumour's shrunken. I was holding out for it to disappear. I hadn't had surgery yet, and I wanted it to just be gone. I didn't want to lose my breast.
Oh, what surgery were they offering you?
A single mastectomy.
Oh, so remove the whole breast.
The whole breast. So,
wow.
So with that, praise God, it had shrunken. It had shrunken down to a grade 2, and so that was good news. However, they had spotted some shadows.
Oh.
And I was going to have a PET scan
Again.
to determine what these shadows were between my heart and lung, on my lung and on my diaphragm.
Oh, wow.
And had a number of examinations and appointments, had an EBUS surgery. They saw from the little that they were able to get without being too invasive that it wasn't cancerous, thank God.
Good.
But they needed to get between my heart and lung to see what the bigger bit was. And, you know, praise God, they did the robotic surgery, thoracic surgery, and it wasn't cancerous.
It wasn't cancer, thank God.
But because of that surgery, my mastectomy was pushed back by a month. So then I had the single mastectomy now, and I felt like it was over and done with so quickly.
Basically your treatment, the stopping?
No, the surgery itself.
The surgery, oh yeah, the surgery is very quick.
It's very quick.
It is.
And I think at that point is where I would say, having had conversations actually with my therapist, my psychotherapist, that was a full-on amputation. It was
like that,
just like that, gone.
as if like some piece of meat in the butcher's. I totally feel that, and I feel like, as you know how I feel about being one-breasted. You know, I'm still dealing with that. Like, I don't like it. Although, you know, people will say, oh, well, this is your victory. This is you carrying it with power. But I'll be honest with you, I feel like it's a dignity that's been taken away from me as a woman, and makes me feel not woman enough, not feminine, you know, at the end of the day, when it comes to me meeting the one, whoever, and we have kids and stuff, it's like, I've got one, you know. So I totally feel like it's so invasive. I do believe, this is just my opinion though, I do believe that they need to do better research, where it's not something so invasive. I mean, the way the world is moving now, surely it's not like cancer's only come up now,
right?
You know, in terms of it, it's forever changing. I get that. However, by now, you know, we should probably have something that can just concentrate on that place and deal with that place, where also it avoids us losing hair, stopping periods, and making us have all these hot flushes and stuff. I didn't want to interrupt you because I really wanted to ask you also so we're going to go back to the mastectomy.
Yes.
But I want to go back to the chemotherapy.
Yes.
I want to ask you, did you eat? Did you have loose stools? Did you get constipation? How was your how was the family towards you? How was people towards you? How did you feel talking to people when you was going out on the street? Did you go out on the street? Did you eat outside? Did you not eat outside? Because I did eat outside, but I made sure there was no one there.
Lady of leisure.
Yeah, I did eat outside, but I made sure I checked hygiene was fine,
of course,
and stuff like that. Like they said,
there's a lot of, you know,
how was
do's and don'ts.
Yeah, so there was, isn't it? Don't reheat your rice and stuff like that. And you know, how was all of that? And also, how was the sleeping with the port? Because with me, I had, at least you started. No, but I don't know if it's at least really, because
because it was
literally the next time they basically did the same day and gave me chemotherapy, and then I was like this.
Well, exactly the same.
I was in pain.
I remember my loved one, you know, came to pick me up. It was raining, left me at the hospital because, of course, we was at the time when I was having my treatment, we were still under COVID restrictions.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Oh, that was not good. So you didn't have like no one with you?
No. So
wow.
So I, you know, I was left at the reception and went in to have my port put in. And then once I'd come around from that, I was then, of course, couriered over to the clinic to have my second round of EC. You know?
Wow. Yeah.
And then with that, I mean, the experience, there's so much going on.
There is so much going
on. I mean, I fondly remember though, like going back to my first session.
Did you eat food? Did you eat the hospital food? What did you bring in your first session?
I didn't bring anything because privately
they give you the
catered
food. Yeah,
for.
yeah.
There's actually a photo of me in which my loved one said, "Oh, like
you're having a time of your life, like you're in a hotel."
What did they say? It was something about the print. You've got a princess picnic going on.
Princess picnic, yeah. Well, princess,
like that.
Princess that's fighting for all of you.
Honestly, but there was a spread. I actually did have a nice little spread, which, on the first day, which was quite lovely. And again, I don't take that for granted at all, because that's not everybody's experience.
No, absolutely.
Not everybody
can go privately, yeah.
But with myself, over time, of course, my palate changed. The nauseousness, the dry mouth, the water tasting like oil. It was rank.
Yeah.
It was so bad. And it happened very, very quick.
Chemotherapy, yeah. When my first session, right, it's crazy because I went in there, I thought, yeah, I'm going to eat what I want. I'm going to have fufu. I'm going to have fried fish. I had all of that on my first session. But I thought, yeah, I'll be all right. I had the cold cap, everything, listening to music.
Yeah.
But before they finished, my body was already, like, it gets to you quick. It's not like it's a couple of days.
No.
Or a couple of hours or 24 hours. It's actually, it just works so fast.
And you feel it.
And then your body, well, I think because I started in March. So it was still a bit cold.
Right.
So it was like, yeah, when it was about to finish, it was just like, I was dizzy. And she was like, the nurse was like, do you need help with your bags? I said, yes, I do, because I can't carry that downstairs. No. And then she goes, oh, do you have someone picking you up? I said, yeah, my brother. And when my brother came, I said, because he called me and goes, come outside. I said, I can't come. You need to come because I can't seem to get up right now. So it was that, the person that came in, ready, charged, eating, music,
left completely different. Yeah.
I left so different. And that chemotherapy, poof.
Yes.
Doesn't matter how strong someone could be. That's it.
It's true.
Soon that's in the system. That's it.
No, it's so true. I mean, yes, my first, that first day, by the time we left the hospital, say my brother accompanied me for my first round.
Oh, bless.
And also a dear friend of mine who, sadly, she's no longer with us.
Oh, sorry.
Her name was Mira. She is the one that held my hand through treatment.
Oh, wow.
She had a different type of cancer.
Okay.
But she'd been going through treatment for a couple of years.
A couple of years?
Yes.
Wow.
And so she was one that actually encouraged me to get the port.
Okay.
Because I hadn't seen it. I'd only seen it via Google.
Yeah. It does look a bit scary.
It looks, I was like, oh, this is interesting.
That for me, it felt like a bit alienish.
Yes, with a little face.
Yeah, it just felt a bit like the circle thing. It was just, and then eventually it was just like, ugh.
Did you beep? Did you ever beep anywhere?
No.
I beeped in stores. One thing that, I think one of the horrible things that happened to me is that there's the security beep.
Oh, so when you walk through, does it beep? Oh, I don't know. Maybe I didn't realise when I was going to Tesco. I had my bag.
It wasn't all supermarkets or all stores.
Okay.
But there was a store on the high street, and I was dragged by my bag. They swung my bag out. Nothing beeped. I said, it's my port, and they were looking at me very confused. Like, so I had a wristband and I had a card to say that I had something, a device, right? But I remember having to just pull.
I say, it's this.
It's this. And then really perplexed, like, what's there's something sticking out of your clavicle. And then I walked and then I beep.
It's amazing how people don't know.
Yeah.
It's amazing how
I was
much
chased by security.
people don't know. Like
All
people are actually
sorts.
very oblivious. They know, okay, cancer
Yeah,
exists, but
yeah.
people are very oblivious of the steps, the things that you go through, the symptoms that you have.
I was ignorant, just like anyone else
Yeah.
who's not in
And people
close
don't have
proximity
empathy
to.
with it as well. People are not, they don't actually have the empathy
No.
about it. It's like, and I think the reason why, sorry to interject, I feel like the reason why is why people don't have the empathy is because one, they're not going through it. Two, it's also like, well, I think when people hear so much cancer, oh, this person's got this cancer, this, you know, they just think, oh, well, it's the, you know, we've been hearing this about people anyway. It's just cancer, you know. So people are like very dismissive about it as well. And we need to stop, like on a serious note,
100%.
like people need to stop being like, oh, it's just cancer, because it's not just cancer.
It's not.
And it's not just a breast.
No.
It's not just a leg, because cancer can affect any part of the body, right? And it's not just an eye, whatever it is, right? Yes, cancer can go to the eye. So, you know, it's just it's just how the awareness of mankind is very, well, I don't know, you know? And I was like that as well at one point, like, but not that, not that I don't know, I don't care, or I don't need to know, you know, I just didn't delve into it, you know, when you know, when someone would tell me about cancer, it just used to make me very sad. That's why I know that when, okay, someone passed away from cancer, I felt sad, I felt, you know, but I realized that some experiences when you would tell someone eventually, because when you're like out and you're meant to be resting, me, I couldn't rest, but I guess as well the same way you wasn't resting, you was probably out and about.
Oh, I wasn't.
You was, you know, you was in a supermarket, so doing all of that, exactly. So doing all of that, and then when people stop you, and eventually you're just like, look, please don't test me. I'm going through this, going through that. People just don't get that, and because they see you walking, or because they see you doing things, you're okay. And it's like, no, they don't actually realize what's going on the inside, physically, you know, with mentally, the body and mentally and spiritually, emotionally, everything. It's like, you know, it attacks this, but, you know, obviously you mentioned as well, like, you know, you're a psychotherapist and all of that stuff. Yeah, like you have to speak to someone, like a professional, because your mind, like, for me, I would say that when I had the first round, got back home, my brother brought me up the stairs, dropped me in my house. He rushed off. I think I give my brother grace because I don't think he could deal with it. It was the sleeping, actually not even sleeping. I couldn't sleep. I was just dizzy. I vomited. Everything came out. Sorry, too much information. Toilet.
The fish that you
the fish, the fried
and...
fish. It just went. Literally, when I got home, everything just out, vomit. Next day, I had no hunger. It's the thing of what we had to do after, you know, taking the steroid medication,
the injection 24 hours later.
24 hours later for your bones. All of that stuff, you know, it's like you're constantly poking the body.
Poked and prodded.
But we praise God that the body has carried us as well. So we got to thank the body.
No, definitely.
That, you know, body, thank you so much. I don't actually thank my body. So thank you, body. But I mean, it's a lot. It's a lot. People actually don't get it because they don't go through it. But that's why we have people like you to come and tell us, you know, more of the details and how does it feel, you know, like how does it feel, you know, that's eating and emotions and fatigue and all of that, pain.
I mean, everything is impacted, or let me put it this way, can be impacted because there are different, like I said, there's different types of treatment and there's different types of cancers and there's different types of human beings. Some people don't experience any side effects and then a year or two later, they're you know, their body's in pain and they can't function. So everyone is different. Whereas, you know, for me, I was very poorly throughout. So I was, you know, I was not out there at all. I would go to the hospital, I'd go to the pharmacy, I would go to the supermarket, go for a walk, you know.
Because they tell us to walk. Yeah.
And that was it. I wasn't out there at all. And that was quite difficult for me because when I was diagnosed, you know,
How old was you? Sorry, when you was diagnosed?
38, 2 weeks
Okay.
ahead of my 39th birthday.
Oh wow, that's like me. Well, my one was a week before my 34th birthday, I think.
Okay.
No, 34th birthday. Yeah.
By my 39th birthday, I was going through the whole IVF process as well.
Did you? Also, you did egg freezing.
I did freeze my eggs.
You
as well.
did. Oh, that's good. That's good.
And
I did the same.
And I just made it.
You just made it.
Age-wise.
What do you mean? Oh, what's the age bracket?
I think it's all dependent on the hospitals. But
on the hospitals.
I literally just by the skin of my teeth, because I think the cutoff was 38 and I was turning 39, but I'd started the process.
Oh, we thank God. Yeah.
You know.
I don't know if I spoke about it on one of my videos, but about the age brackets. But yeah, I think you're right. No, you're right.
But it was all dependent on hospitals. Another hospital. In fact, the hospital that I was planning to move to, not the private side of it, but the hospital itself, who would have, you know, carried out the procedure, I was overage.
Okay. Wow, that's very interesting.
So for me, again, I feel that when I look back, that God had orchestrated it that way, purposefully, excuse me, because although it was an uncomfortable environment to be in,
absolutely,
they were the ones that were, you know, going to be the ones that were going to be able to afford me the opportunity to have that option. And that, you know, I thank God for that, because since having treatment, you know, you go through medically induced menopause, which is something else that no one talks about much. Hence the night sweats and the hot flushes that, you know, we've been talking about. But there's this. I remember my body becoming weak, and all that I could muster in the wee hours was a song. I'm not a singer, but the lyrics are praising the Lord always.
Okay.
Praising the Lord always. Praising the Lord with all my heart.
Okay.
And trying to remember the rest of it now. But anyway, it was like, my God is good. My God is good to me.
That's
basically.
Good.
That I'm sure everyone will pick up that song, you know. And that was it. That became my prayer.
Okay.
Every time I had to get up, because you have to go to the toilet, you've got to double flush, and you're constantly going. Constantly going to like your sleep is impacted not only by the sweating. I remember I had to lay out a towel, and after a while, I actually ended up going onto Amazon and buying these sheets, like incontinence sheets.
Okay.
Not to prevent me from the loo, but
the sweat.
For, you know, for sweat.
So it's not too wet. It doesn't feel so wet. Yeah, so it can absorb.
Having to change the bedding every night.
Yeah.
It was just becoming too much, and I was frail. So
did you eat? Was you able to eat? Like the
here it was a struggle. In fact, my very last EC, I became very ill after then.
Okay.
In the middle of my last treatment, I had a salad in front of me. Best believe, I couldn't eat a salad. I was repulsed by the sight of carrots, tomatoes.
What about perfume?
Prawns. I didn't wear any perfume. I was advised that we shouldn't wear any fragrances.
Okay.
So like oil fragrances later on down the line, I started to use. But yeah, I did nothing. My only friend was Baby Aveeno.
Okay.
And this is coming from someone that loves beauty and, you know, skincare. I've always been that person.
Mm-hmm.
I can remember going on residentials in secondary school,
Mm-hmm.
and some of my classmates coming into my room and saying, "Oh my gosh, you've got super drugs in here." Because I literally always had skincare, you know, and so having to put that aside because of the impact again of the treatment and what it does to your skin becomes so sensitive
Very.
and almost crepey, like very, you know, becomes fine.
Very fine. Yeah, it
becomes
is thin.
really, really,
I still feel
really fine.
like my skin, even when I may have like a bump into something, it bruises easily still.
Right.
Do you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I
Even
can
though it's
understand.
like maybe a year now being off treatment, but it's very still frail, very
Yes.
sensitive, isn't it?
Yes. And so with that, yeah, again, you know, having to adapt. I think scent wise, I'm trying to think, what was I repulsed by? Can't even remember. But I know
I was
that
repulsed by nearly everything.
I think that
I tried to force myself to eat food, but perfume was just. Oh.
I could smell the medication.
Oh yeah,
that was
when imagine I was sweating the medication. I could smell it. Oh yeah, that was
smell
disgusting.
the medication. If anything, that was the thing that, you know,
that was disgusting.
It was awful.
It made me feel even more dizzy, more
it was
nauseous.
Yeah.
Like, it's just it was horrible.
Yes, because I had to go back in this thing. Yeah, that was really difficult. And then.
So you had support at home?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Because I know that there was time. By the time someone put me on a couch, I couldn't get up. I needed help.
Yeah.
To get up, to go to the toilet, and then it was I ended up started crawling on the floor. But yeah,
it was full. It was really it was full on.
Yeah,
it's full on. But again, like I said, that's not everybody's story.
Yeah.
But for me, I was very ill. I mean, after my first round of chemo, which then led to me inquiring and getting psychotherapy to go, to coincide and go alongside my treatment.
Okay.
So there's a phrase that that I've heard people throw about for this, event that took place. Basically, I was blue lighted, which is the ambulance had to come for me.
Okay.
This chest pain and like my body was just jerking.
Oh wow.
I thought I was having a heart attack, and I couldn't move.
Oh wow.
And could barely speak. And so my brother called the ambulance. Bless him, he was walking in from work.
Oh wow.
But he got onto it ready, and subsequently they believe it was an anxiety attack that I was having. And I thought, okay. So the Monday, that was a Friday. So then the Monday morning, and it was just coincidentally Mental Health Awareness Day. I didn't realise at the time. It said upon looking back, I made that call and I said, I need an assessment.
That's good.
I need an assessment.
Self-aware
because
to do that. Yeah.
My mind as well now, because coming back to faith, I started to feel a bit of a knock all of a sudden, and this starting to feel really discouraged.
Of course, absolutely.
And and I said, you know what? I was like, God, I'm going to deal with all the cancers, not just the one in my breast, but every single thing that I've gone through, things unsaid. I need to deal with it, get it out in the open, so that I can be free, and and get through this treatment. Because one thing that my breast surgeon always says, is, and it's just it was really simple, but it stuck with me. He'll open the door, and he will, upon ushering me out from the appointment, positivity, positivity, positivity.
It's a mantra.
It's a mantra. And so I really held on to that, because I literally had to park grieving my dad's passing and several loved ones passing, because actually up until the point of my diagnosis, every
People was
month I lost somebody.
Wow. That was
Every month I
crazy.
lost somebody.
That sounds
So,
crazy.
you know,
Yeah.
it was wild. I just said, God, what blockbuster is this?
What's going on?
What is this? You
Yeah.
know, it just, you know, but yeah, I would say I'm eternally grateful to my psychotherapist.
Okay.
You know, I've worked
So it
with
is
them now
important
for a
to
long
have
time.
that, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's really important when you're going
Don't
through
wait
that.
to the end.
Do it.
I would say do not wait to the end.
Good. Tell them.
I think it's important to look, you know, and explore getting some counselling, some talking therapy, something. You know, I would encourage you all, honestly, that are listening, that are about to embark on your journey, get counselling. It's important because, yes, there's a physical aspect of having, you know, the medication intravenously going through your body. But mentally, there's a lot going on as well. And there's a lot of fight or flight going on. And also discouragement as well, that may come. Being discouraged or disappointed by the lack of support, or even being overwhelmed by too much support or too much attention. So you need someone that you can speak to that's not going to take any offense, and that's going to, you know, who's going to be able to walk you through.
Wow. Of course. Wow.
Yeah.
Thank you for sharing all of this journey and the intricate bits as well. We need to know some, not all, but some. And I think that you've really highlighted the important parts.
Yeah.
So I want to bring you to when you had your mastectomy. Yes. How did you face yourself? How did you feel professionally and, you know, personally? And was you still working? Did you continue working or did you stop working?
No.
What happened?
So I was actually advised to stop working. I didn't believe that.
Okay.
You know, but like I said, I was severely ill throughout.
Okay.
That I couldn't even function.
Okay.
So it made it really difficult, actually. I had some new clients that I was looking forward to onboarding. And I had to, this was before I started the treatment, I had to then, you know, say, I'm really sorry, can't move forward. Didn't get into the isms and schisms of things because, of course, privacy.
Personal, yeah.
But with that, I kept the business running.
Okay. That's good.
I had to segue into different areas where I was able to then outsource projects. Okay. And that's what has kept my business ticking over.
Well done, girl.
You know,
I'm proud of you.
And thank you. And it's because of my business, having taken out insurance for the benefit of my organisation for staff.
Okay.
That's how the insurance came about. And it just so happened that comprehensive cancer care, at the time when I had set that up for the organisation, I said, you know what? Everything, because life happened.
Wow.
Not knowing that it was going to then benefit.
Yeah. And you would need it.
And I would need that specific part of the contract, the comprehensive cancer care.
Wow, look at that.
Because I at that point, actually, going back to when I met my oncologist for the first time, and they asked me, do you have insurance? And I said, yes. He said, you know, I had to go back and check whether I actually had comp care, you know, wow. Honestly, again, all God. But the mastectomy,
did you have you had reconstruction?
I'm still going through it. I've just got one more surgery to go.
Okay, so you've had partly reconstruction.
It's been in parts.
Okay.
So I had my mastectomy a month after I'd had the thoracic surgery.
Okay.
And then had to wait a year because in between that, I had radiotherapy.
Yeah. Oh, you had radiotherapy.
Yes, I had. So
after the 15
days. Yeah. Yes, a few months after.
You had.
I had that. I had radiotherapy, which in it entails
How many
going
weeks
to the
was that?
hospital. 2 weeks, so it's
2 weeks.
15 days.
Okay.
I
I
think
had
it
my
was
one for
15
3
days.
weeks, I think,
Yeah, I think
every
that's
day.
it. So it's 15 days.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you go in, yes, like you go in every single day to have this treatment. Well, I say treatment, this, lasers, laser beams set on you. And then, of course, you develop what looks like a suntan, like a burn, like a severe burn. And it's like a
Square.
rectangular square shape. But mine started to fade now.
Okay.
But it's still sensitive.
Very sensitive.
It's still very sensitive.
Yeah.
So with that, I had to wait because they literally went into the wall of my chest to remove the cancer. And it was weeks before I looked at myself.
Oh, you didn't look at yourself?
I didn't. I did not want to see. And it kept me indoors. Actually kept me indoors because I thought, how am I going to even go out in summertime? What am I supposed to wear? What am I supposed to do? The bras that are out there, they're uncomfortable, and these are specific bras for, those that have had a mastectomy, but they do come with some challenges. Absolutely. Especially for someone that likes fashion, someone that,
I hear that.
nickname was Outfit once upon a time.
That's cute, Outfit.
So
I'm going to start calling you Outfit.
Oh, don't. So it was, identity-wise, again, as I speak of, I refer to it as an amputation.
It is, though. Just because it's not a leg, it's still a body
it's
part.
Not a limb, it's still a body part.
Yeah.
Because it's been cut off.
Yeah.
Of course, we're sat here today. We're both, I would say, walking miracles.
Amen.
Miracles in motion.
Miracle in motion. I love that.
And so I'd say, it took a good couple of weeks. And of course, you need to look at it because you have to start the massaging to break down the scar tissue.
Yeah.
So that was really difficult. But with the help of the nurses, also one of my physiotherapists at the time, who, she's moved to another country now. But I'm so grateful for her. In fact, I had several different physios and they've all been spectacular over this season. But helping me to become accustomed to massaging and doing the exercises with the arm. So one thing actually that I found was a massive surprise after waking up from the surgery. I remember I got out of bed to go to the bathroom, and I went to open up the door, and I heard like what sounded like a water bottle. Like when a water bottle. I'm going to try and do the sound.
Yeah, that's right.
Like when a bottle, when you turn it upside down or whatever. I heard this sound, and I thought,
on your arm.
I didn't know where it was coming from. So I just, proceeded to make my way to the bathroom, came out, got into bed. I was like, what's that? So I called the nurse. I said, there's a sound coming out of me, and I don't know what that is. She wasn't too familiar. She wasn't familiar with it either, actually. So the following day, she called another senior nurse, and she was like, do it. As in, move my arm, because I found that there was certain movement that caused it to make the sound. And she was, okay. Had to go and ask questions and look on Dr. Google. It's called sloshing.
Sloshing, okay.
I'm sure it was called sloshing. And basically, it's a fluid that's left in having had the mastectomy. That was in, the water was trying to find its way, because I'd had full axillary clearance, like all of my lymph nodes removed.
Oh, wow.
And so I guess whatever water potentially that was
Didn't they
then
finish
travel.
draining it or something properly?
I
or?
don't know, but
Okay.
it's not. It's not uncommon.
It's not uncommon. Okay,
It's
fine.
not
All right,
uncommon.
fine. Okay. Oh, wow.
I was like sloshing. I was like, okay.
Oh,
So
wow. Wow. I bet you was just thinking, what's going on?
I was like, what is that noise in here?
Wow.
But I left. Soon after, a day or two, left the hospital, and then I, was recovering, like I said, and over time, I did look here and there, but but honestly, I think if I'm being completely frank, it was months. When I was doing the massaging, I'm not even looking, not looking in the mirror, because also my appearance overall had changed.
Yeah.
My complexion had changed.
Yeah.
My weight. If I show you a picture of what I looked like the day that I went into hospital for the blood transfusion, 2 different people.
Right.
Even actually, the day that I started I think by the time I started my treatment, I started to gain a little bit of weight.
Okay.
But I was still not at the weight that I'm probably at now. Actually, I don't even know. I haven't even weighed myself.
That's fine.
in
Just
a long
enjoy
time,
your life, eat well. That's it.
But all the reason why I shared that is just because, of course, these are different areas that are impacted.
Yeah.
Yes, of course, I thank God that I'm alive. I have my life, but the first thing that people see is your appearance.
Yeah, it's always it's that, and yeah, it's true.
So it did take a knock on my my confidence.
Yeah.
None of my clothes fitting, and and then me being stubborn and saying, well, I'm just going to not buy anything and just
stick with it.
And this bought, actually, I didn't tell a lie, I bought a few bits and pieces and I just lived in them, like oversized stuff, hiding. I never wore a wig, actually. Just coming back to chemo, I didn't wear a wig.
Neither did I. Yeah. I didn't wear a wig. I felt like if I did that, I feel like I'd be hiding from myself.
Right.
I'd be not hiding, but pretending that I'm not going through it.
Right.
I feel like I'm a person, I need to see it to process this is happening. Yeah, basically. Yeah, I didn't wear a wig. So would you say that now that you've partly kind of had a reconstruction, which is not finished, would you say that you can look at yourself better now, or it's still the same?
It's gotten better. Last year, summer, I had the first part of my reconstructive surgery.
Okay.
It's a really sophisticated, in my opinion, surgery called a DEP.
Okay.
Which is where they cut your bikini line and they create a breast out of your bikini line.
Okay.
Because the bikini line area, in terms of tissue, is very similar to that of our breasts.
Right.
So with that, they did that, and they had to then also move what's the word? They had to transplant the blood supply
from there
to the new breast.
Yeah.
And then they monitor it, and then they make sure that the blood is pumping. You can hear it when they check it.
Oh.
It always sounds a bit like the
echogram, where it's making a noise. Yeah.
Yes, which was really fascinating. But it was very humbling. I couldn't do anything. I was in pain. I couldn't do anything at all. And at that point as well, I was using a walking aid, which I'd started on a walking aid a couple of months prior.
Okay.
And that's, again, the body doing whatever it wants to do. It's changed so much. It's impacted me.
How's your body different now?
How's my body different now?
I see that you're wearing a compression glove here.
Yes. I have a wardrobe of compression garments now.
Okay.
So I'm wearing black because I'm wearing black today. But so the compression garment, this particular one, actually, it goes right up to here.
Okay.
Before, when I first started, it was a glove and then a long sleeve. And I also have something called a comfy wave that I wear
Okay.
to bed every night.
And why do you wear this?
As a consequence of developing lymphedema, having had all of my lymph nodes removed, I was trying to combat this ever happening. It doesn't happen to everybody,
Okay.
but it is, it's always a possibility.
Okay.
Mine I believe, was triggered when I went onto a walking aid. The pressure of using the crutch.
Okay.
So I put on a crutch because of my hip
and
my lower back. Later on, went on to using a walking stick instead. But the walking stick came because this happened.
That happened.
And so every day I wear a compression garment. Every night I wear a compression garment.
Wow.
There is actually some research and trials going on at the moment at the Royal Marsden.
Okay.
Where they're looking at, I can't remember the exact title of the trial, but trying to reconnect lymph nodes in other parts of the body, so that
this can be released.
Yeah,
that's good.
That
sounds positive.
Hopefully, the trials, they will continue to run them,
and then you would monitor it,
and then everyone can benefit from that, so that you never even have to experience this. But it's I'm living with it. There's nothing I can do about it, but to trust in God that when the time's right, it will just.
It will go.
That's my hope.
It will go in Jesus' name.
Amen.
I think it's impossible with God. Is anything too hard for the Lord?
No.
Like He asked Sarah.
This is it.
So it will happen.
Amen.
Wow, I feel like you've given us so much, and I feel like all the questions I had to ask you, you already answered them.
Oh, really?
Like you already answered them, which has been really, really good. But I just wanted to also ask, throughout all of this, when did you get the willpower of strength to keep going? What gave you strength to keep going?
You know what?
To go through the treatment, to go through the surgery, to go through the reconstruction, because we know chemotherapy in it is just horrible, right? It's horrible. The aftermaths and the sweats, the dry mouth, the not sleeping, the pain, the headaches,
the gravel in
not
the
sleeping,
back of the throat, not
the
being able to
banging
swallow
on your
water.
head, like someone's banging your head, all of that, and not being able to speak because you're in too much pain. So,
bleeding gums.
Yeah, injecting yourself, making sure you brush your teeth properly, all of these things. But what made you not be like, you know what? I'm not doing this. I'm going to just stop. I'm not going to do anything else. You know what? That's it. How did you find your strength?
Simple. Faith as small as a mustard seed really became, paramount for me. Years back as a child, I used to go to a Friday youth group called Mustard Seed.
Oh, okay.
It was part of a church, and I was part of Girls' Brigade and such. And it was only in the season that I really got that revelation of exactly what that meant. Because, like I said to you, absolutely. By the time I was, I think, in the second, third round, I couldn't speak to God. I couldn't.
Yeah.
All I could muster was a good morning and good night and a song in between toilet breaks.
I was hoping He was hearing me inside. I was literally, it's like I zoned and tuned to my inner voice.
Yeah.
My inner parts to speak. I was not opening my lips.
No.
Especially from like our community, it's more like, we pray, open your mouth, pray, like loud, like.
I know, my mum was like, shake your body,
come on, shake, but that was not happening, But
But also, I shout out to my mum and dad.
Yeah, he's watching, he's proud.
Thank you.
He's definitely proud. Because you saw, wait a minute, you basically went through death, like hell, and you beat it.
Yeah, and I beat it. And
you beat it.
And I think also the reason I mentioned shouting out my parents is because names are important. My name means hope.
Oh, okay, that's good.
So I had no other choice but to just try, even on my worst day,
Mm-hmm.
to still find joy and be hopeful.
Mm-hmm.
And I would also say having the love of my family,
Mm-hmm. That gave you power, strength.
That yeah, you
The
know,
power and the strength.
I was
it's
honestly,
important to it's
yeah,
important to have the right people around you.
So blessed, because I mean, I'd been in spaces hearing other ladies going through their different, you know, seasons of experiencing this, and they don't have anybody.
Yeah,
and
that's true.
they live in a household, a full household, but they don't have anybody.
Yeah, it is sad. You do hear that,
you know. And so for me,
or some people leave midway,
or people leave midway. You know, so I think that's what kept me going. The
love of a family.
It's a love of a family, and also, although being totally transparent, there was a time where my mum actually had to speak to the oncologist because I literally crawled into 2023 kicking and screaming, you know, or barely kicking even. I was so sick that I just thought, I can't do this.
Yeah. I had that. The first round, I was like, yeah, I'm not doing this next time. I was always saying, I don't want to do this. I was crying all the time. Like, but I kept going. Yeah. I kept showing up. Yes. And it really matters who's there, who's holding your hand, what people are saying to you. It's, you know, it's the speaking.
Yes.
Speaking, like words are seeds.
Absolutely.
So once someone says, okay, yeah, you can't do it, then that's a seed that's planted. Yes. But the question is, do we make the decision to water that seed?
There we go.
Or do we cut it off at its roots and remove it before it starts growing? You know, so yeah, I'm really happy that you had loving family, people to support you. That's so important.
No, definitely.
That's so important.
And I chose not to speak publicly about it.
Okay.
For a long time. In fact,
when did you speak about it then?
When did I speak about it? Early 2024.
Oh wow! So a year later.
Well, yeah. So World Cancer Day.
Okay.
I mean, I was diagnosed in 2022.
Okay.
Finished the chemo 2023. Of course, had the surgery. You know, the removal and the radiotherapy in 2023. But again, because of my career being on hold, I'd also kind of kept a distance from peers and not really, you know, people would invite me to things and oh, sorry, I can't make it. And I felt like I was in a space of duality, which is not good. We're not going to be double-minded. I'm not going to be moving that way either. But that's the only way I can articulate it, that I was in a space of duality where I'm going through this, but trying to keep people at bay. Yeah. You know, and as if nothing's going.
Happening.
Yeah. So
it's your privacy. At the end of the day, you did what was right for
me.
You.
Absolutely.
Your boundary, what will help you to get through it.
Yeah.
And personally for me, I don't swear. I would say, like, yeah, you do you. When you've got to fight for your life, do you. When you've got to fight for your life, for your mental health, for your peace, do you. Anyone that's not willing to understand that, or give you the grace on that time, there's nothing you can do. The right person,
the right people,
right person, the right people, they will be there.
Yeah,
and that's just it, because it's cancer's crazy.
Yeah.
It's a crazy thing. So, so you spoke about it 2024, so that's probably a year and a bit.
Yeah.
Wow.
Literally a year.
Hats off to you.
Thank you. Thank you. And then, I mean, let's fast forward, like I said, now with the last surgery, I'm looking forward to getting that under the belt and done.
Okay.
But some other things, of course, treatment, just like yourself, you were on Herceptin for 18 months.
Yeah,
said 18 months?
Yeah. Well, actually, Herceptin technically a year
Okay.
because I started in May 2023,
Mm.
finished in May 2024.
Okay.
So that's
it's
a year.
Yeah.
So I think the 18 months is the whole cancer package.
Right. By all means, I
Yeah,
understand.
kind of thing.
From basically from diagnosis to
Treatment,
yeah,
stuff like that. Yeah, that's like 18 months.
Okay.
I started cancer treatment in March 2023.
Mm.
Finished the chemotherapy in July 2023. However, Herceptin started, they were giving me a double whammy, chemotherapy and Herceptin every 2 weeks. So it was a double whammy, and that was just continuing, and then they paused for the surgery.
You had your cosmopolitan
My goodness.
or your mocktail.
Listen, it was that, then like it was not nice. But wow. You said something about work, and we're about to wrap up anyway. Do you think women's health is really understood in the workplace, and do they get the right support? Whether it's not even cancer, menopause, pregnancy, periods. Yeah, just things like that. Do you think that is actually understood in the workplace? And you have a business, and
So I mean, I would say generally no. I don't think. I think because there's so many things that we tend to just go through quietly, even cancer.
Yeah,
that's the reason why. Perhaps this coming back to what you said earlier on, that sometimes it felt like people were dismissive.
Yeah.
It's just because, my next door neighbours had cancer. So, they didn't go through that. So no.
They probably didn't even speak about it. So that's why it's like, it's easy to just say, yes.
This is it.
Oh, they went through that. So because they made it also, it was a walk in the park.
Exactly. But when it comes to women's health, it's multifaceted, of course. Same, I mean, for men as well. But when it comes to women, I think there needs to be a lot more conversations and teaching internally around long-term illnesses, chronic illnesses.
Yeah.
Of course, we're talking about cancer particularly. There are organisations like Future Dreams.
Okay. I've been there.
Who can. There's a wonderful lady there, Amanda, who. She goes out to different organisations. You can invite her to the organisation, your place of work, and she will,
teach.
Yeah, she'll give you, a workshop, a presentation on what it's like living with cancer and life after cancer. What does work look like afterwards? Because it's not just straight back in the office for everybody.
I don't think there's the right support there.
No.
At work.
And what the horrible is, I mean, there's nothing worse than feeling unwell because of the medication you're on, feeling confused and feeling hard done by your body.
Yeah, that one.
And then fearing losing your job.
Yeah.
And I think they really have to look at that, because I have a number of wonderful women that I've met along the way who have gone through terrible things. They've lost their jobs. Some of them worked as much as they could throughout their treatment.
I did continue working.
And then fell sick, and now they're not working. They lost their jobs. Some of them were managed out.
Yeah.
Some of them are only just getting the symptoms now that I've had from the jump.
Yeah.
And so it's not easy. So answering your question, more needs to be done.
More needs to be done. Yeah, we need to have more support, and more needs to be done. Yes. I totally agree. Okay. As we close, I've got a couple of questions for you, maybe 3. What would you say to any woman out there, and a man actually, because breast cancer doesn't just affect women, it actually can affect men.
Yes.
So what would you say to a man or woman out there that's afraid of getting checked? What would you tell them?
I would say make that appointment if you feel that something is wrong. It's better to, go and check and find out that there's nothing happening, rather than, muddling through life thinking, it's just a bite, which could easily have been my story, because I genuinely thought that I'd been bitten because that's what it felt like.
Okay. Yeah,
But
you did
that
say,
wasn't. But that wasn't
the
the
case.
case at all.
Yeah.
It was cancer. Please go and get that appointment. It's important. You know, as my late father would say, you are number one. Like, you have to put yourself first.
Yeah.
And don't worry about whether, you know, I know some people say, oh, I don't want to waste the NHS's time. They are there for you. You pay your taxes for that service. If something does not feel right in your body, something's unusual, you're seeing, you know, discoloration on, you know, any part of your body, please don't hesitate. Keep calling until you get that appointment. I know that you can wait a long time. Like I said earlier, I waited for 10 days. But you need to put yourself first and also put your mind at rest.
Absolutely. And what do you wish people understood about life after breast cancer?
What I wish people understood, you know, after cancer, is that the healing takes time. It takes time. There's actually, you can't even put a time on it at all. As I've said throughout this conversation, people's symptoms come later on down the line. Some get it straight away. They feel, you know, they feel all of the chronic pain, and, you know, they lose nails, and some people's hair, you know, it doesn't come back the same. It thins out when they go on to the hormonal treatment and all these other tablets. It's a long road. So please understand, I wish that people would try to understand, you know, what cancer is, what the treatment entails, you know, to actually do some research, especially if you are in close proximity to somebody going through cancer. Try to understand that there are going to be times where they don't want to have a conversation, or there's times where they have brain fog, and they forget something, or they fall asleep watching a movie. You know, because it's not that person's fault. It's just the body. The body is going through so much, and I think there needs to be, you know, an understanding and some grace extended.
Grace, empathy, compassion,
absolutely,
care,
absolutely, and that's what I just wish.
The C's that you kind of C's that you have on your insurance, man. Care, can, you know,
and I just wish that also people wouldn't make assumptions just based on what you've heard, you know, giving unsolicited advice on, oh, well, you should do this and you should do that, without even knowing what type of cancer somebody has got. Because, like we've said, there are so many. So what worked for somebody over there might not work for that person over there. So just being mindful of that, and also the side effects. Yes, it was breast cancer. I don't know, naturally now I'm just like, this, you know, but it was, yes, it was breast cancer. Now I have a walking aid. I have a compression sleeve. These are the, you know, my side effects. It's not everybody, but, you know, it doesn't necessarily just end with the treatment. There's the mental side of things, you know,
and the aftermath.
Like now, of your, you know, trying to figure out your body, trying to love your body, trying to be kind to yourself and your body.
That one.
And not berate it, trying to not hide your scars. You know, I have this moniker that I use. It's actually my TikTok name, but in fact it was my blog's name, which is marked for glamour. And I feel, for me, I believe that even more so now, that title is really profound. Like, we are marked for glamour. We are. You know, yes, the scars are there, But we're still marked for good things,
Yeah.
whether that's glamour,
Amen.
whether that's, we're marked for good health. We're marked
Amen.
for, for greatness.
Amen.
If we allow ourselves to just be
Yeah.
and to embrace, what we now have.
What we have, yeah.
Because we only have one body.
Yeah. And yeah, we can do our best.
There we go.
Amazing. I think you've already spoken about how you think a workplace should help.
Yes.
What about communities? Do you think they should do anything more? Whether it be the charities, whether it be the Black community, whatever community it
Right.
is. Do you think that there's anything else they can do apart from just research and getting people to come and talk about their stories? What do you think?
There are so many wonderful groups out there.
Mm-hmm.
Some that I still haven't, had the opportunity to visit.
Mm-hmm.
And reasoning for that, is just because I did go through what I would call community group fatigue.
Okay. That's fair.
There's so many things going on, and of course, there's always going to be a new person coming into the fold.
Yeah.
And sometimes it can be quite triggering.
Yeah. Sometimes,
or most of the time it can be.
It's definitely.
But of course you want to be a listening ear.
Yeah.
But you need to also remember you need to look after yourself as well and know where to set boundaries.
Yeah.
But I think in terms of what more that could be done.
Yeah.
I think more visibility.
Yeah,
about
you don't know
life,
all of them.
about life after cancer.
Yeah.
What does that actually look like? Because I had no idea about just the immediates of having my surgery, sloshing.
Yeah, that wobbly thing you were saying. Yeah.
Specifically for us, we're Black women.
Mm-hmm.
We share amongst ourselves as Black women.
Mm-hmm.
The different side effects that we've experienced, the hair shedding, the skin changing or complexion, texture, our palates changing as well. Some people's palates, that change can be lingering for a while with some people. So I think there needs to be more visibility, I think, from us. Especially... we're all, every generation's going to do better than the next, right?
Absolutely.
For me, for a little while, there was a frustration over why has no one spoken about any of these things, in the family about women's health, if there's anything in the family. Because, I had a test actually and mine was not genetic. However, I would like for us as a community to have conversations about women's health, about men's health. Stop hiding these things, because at the end of the day, we need to know, what's going on. So that we're prepared and we can help somebody
and prepare someone else.
And this is it.
And that's it. No, definitely.
The community starts at home at the end of the day, before we go out everywhere else. So.
Spread your wings. That's good. Okay, last 3 questions. Thank you so much. If you could speak to your younger self, when you started this journey when you was younger, but now that you are your age now,
I'm still younger.
You are young. To me, you're 32. I don't know about the 42, but you're still young. But if you could speak to your younger self, what would you tell her?
Nads, you are going to go through fire. You are really going to go through it, but you will come out on the other end refined and greater than ever before.
Love it. I love that. And you have. I personally think you were still great then and you're still great now. So I think...
Thank you.
But yeah, you're just an amazing person. It's such a sweet... You got a sweet spirit. I must add that. Actually, you just have a sweet spirit. And what does strength mean to you?
To me, strength, it's not always loud. Sometimes it can be gentle.
Yeah.
And I think it's gentle strength that has carried me through.
I love that. That's beautiful. I'm just processing that. I'm just processing that. Wow. And lastly, what is one message you want to leave for a woman or man looking at this interview? What is one message you feel like, you know, you want to leave with them that will impact them, that will help them make a change, that will give them a oomph, a push? Yeah.
If you are currently going through your treatment, just know that you are not alone. There are so many people out here ready to support you. Also be encouraged and look to those that have come through on the other end. You are, you know, a miracle in motion. The fact that you were able to make it to your appointments and go through your treatment. I know there are times where you'll feel tired and, you know, maybe even disillusioned at times and angry and upset. All of these different emotions will come at you really, really fast at different points of your personal walk in this season. But just be encouraged that there is help out there. Just reach out, to your nurses. They're there to support you and to point you in the right direction. Of course, there are a number of charities as well that are doing phenomenal stuff. And then I would say for your partners, please get support. Future Dreams has a support group, a supporters group that they meet monthly. And I know that it's beneficial to those that have been attending. And I think it's often, forgotten about the impact that it has not only on the person that's going through treatment, but on the family. Most importantly, the partner who is supporting the patient. At the end of the day, you also need a helping hand. And it's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to just say, I don't understand, I'm scared, I don't get it. It's also okay to, want to, find somebody to speak to and confide in. But don't bottle anything up. Please just seek the advice that is there, the support that is there, because it will help both of you to get through this, this very unfamiliar season that you're in.
I love that. Sis, thank you so, so much for your time.
My pleasure.
And giving us all the detail. And wow, we're here.
We are
a
here.
Miracle in motion.
Absolutely.
I love that. Thank you so much for your time. Let's have a hug.
Oh, yes.
Can I move? Oh, thank you so much.
Thank you.
No, thank you for coming. No, honestly, thank you. Yeah, that was powerful. That was really good. So there you have it, guys. I believe that this conversation was definitely impactful in regards to all the conversations as well I've had this year with other guests. But as you will probably see, that breast cancer is going to be something that's dear to my heart because I've gone through that journey. And just one thing before I leave, actually, I forgot to actually touch base with Nadia on this, is that if you are a Black woman that's going through breast cancer and you are going to do the cap cooling or cooling cap, whatever it's called, make sure you do have cane rolls.
Please.
Have cane rolls, plait your hair all the way back, add elastic bands at the end or whatever it may be, and make sure you have leave-in conditioner as well, so that the nurse can spray that and then they can put the cap on your head. Because when I did do the cap cooling with cornrows, I still had a head full of hair when I would take out my cane rolls, but I decided to cut my hair. Anyway, if you watch my other videos, you will see that I think I spoke about that. Right. I hope you have enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, please, please, please comment below. And actually, before I say goodbye, I'm going to pass it back to Nadia so she can tell you where you can find her, actually. And then we will close. So Nadia.
Okay. So you can find me on Instagram at I am Nadia Haynes, and also on TikTok at Marked for Glamour. And let me just say as well before, before we end that every month, make it part of your daily check-in with yourself, that the first of each and every month, have a check of your body to make sure that, you know, everything is as it should be, you know. And if it's not, remember what I said earlier on, get on the phone or on the NHS app and get that appointment booked in immediately.
That's it.
Because your future self will thank you for it.
That's it. Honestly. So that is it for today. And I hope whilst you share this video to somebody that you get them to wear pink, yeah, because I'm wearing pink, you know. I'm joking. But yeah, you know, share this video with somebody. And like I said before, comment below if you've got questions, if there's something that we didn't touch on or we didn't give detail, just, you know, just comment below and me and Nadia will respond on the comments as well. So God bless you and make sure you check your breast. I'll see you again on another video.